A local community already facing big financial problems is facing yet another hurdle. As we reported earlier this week, the House Judiciary passed the governor's proposed state budget, but reduced aid to cities and towns by about $15 million. Well, now we've learned Woonsocket may have to take extreme measures to make up the difference. Eyewitness News reporter Steve Nielsen is in the newsroom now with the local coverage.
Yeah, this is a potentially serious issue. The council president says if they don't get help come July 1st, major changes will take place. The deadline is on. When the fiscal year begins in July, the city of Woonsocket might be in even more financial trouble. Eyewitness News was there earlier this week when the state's House Finance Committee passed a budget. Now, it still needs to be approved by the General Assembly, but a key change between that budget and the one proposed by the governor is state aid to struggling cities. For Woonsocket, the council president, John Ward, tells me it'll mean a $1 million shortfall they have to make up in a week's time.
We've run out of places to maneuver to, and because of tax caps and other legislative restrictions that are put on cities and towns these days, they've stripped us of our maneuvering room.
So he wrote a letter to state and city leaders stressing how dire the situation is. In it, he says, "We have done our job. They have failed us." He says the city has literally done everything it can, so now it's down to two options: make cuts to every single employee's salary, or just admit defeat and have a receiver take over, like what happened to Central Falls. But he says this could be a far more complicated receivership than what happened there.
I would say it's maybe Central Falls plus.
So Ward hopes the General Assembly changes their mind and increases aid for Woonsocket.
We're building a budget based on quicksand, and we're expected to put us, stand as if we're on solid ground while the earth shifts under us.
Ward tells me the Budget Commission will be meeting Monday to go over its budget, but at that point there's still going to be a lot of question marks as the state still figures out what it's going to do. In the newsroom, Steve Nielsen, Eyewitness News.